Hello and welcome to Illuminations with Tina and Fee, for you who desires a life of abundance. I'm Tina and Fee's not here. It's March and we've got 5 Fridays. So we have chosen to have 2 guests on our subject of joy, because joy is, well, joyful, really. But it's a subject worth talking about, and it's a subject worth having different opinions about. Because I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint what exactly is joy. And that's why it's interesting to have these discussions. So with me, I've got Beejal Coulson. Beejal is a rapid transformational therapist. She's also a vision boarding practitioner and a coach. Welcome, Beejal.
Hello. Hello, Tina. Hello, everyone.
It's so lovely to have you on board.
Thank you for having me.
Well, always. Beejal, would you like to just give us a little bit of an intro to who you are in whatever words you want to use?
Yeah. So I am based in the UK, in St. Albans. I am a rapid transformational therapist, as you said, primarily. I also do vision boarding and coaching. So it's a journey I like to take people on from when they really, what I do is I help people move from living a life out of fear to one out of love. And joy does come into this, because joy is really the family of love. I also love doing things like painting. I love music. I love going to concerts. I've just started African drumming. I swim every day. I love being in nature. I live in a park. So I'm a mother and a wife, and I love traveling. So
wow, that's amazing. And I've actually seen some of your paintings and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Well. Multi-talented woman. So Beejal, what is joy?
Yeah, so joy, it's interesting. Joy, I feel that joy is really, there's like a family of love and there's a family of fear. And joy is part of this family of love, where you have peace, you have happiness, you have calm, you have serenity, and you have joy. And I feel joy is like it's a feeling. It's a feeling you get of real, it's like a feeling of pleasure, of delight, of jubilation, of feeling triumphant, or kind of a bliss, an ecstasy or an elation. It can be a combination of these or these in isolated forms. And I feel it's really more a state of being. Now, when it's a state of being, how is that experienced then? So is it the soul that experiences joy through the senses of our body, our 5 senses? How are we experiencing this feeling? How do we know that we are in joy? So I feel that it is really something, when we feel joy, it is our soul that is experiencing this joy, and it is a state of being. And we feel really that time has stopped and we are in flow. We are just in flow, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. And the way to really get in touch with this feeling, if you look at children, they are really enjoy a lot of time, and it's a joy to watch them, especially babies. So, and if you feel, perhaps, what's it like to be enjoyed? Think of yourself when you were a child, and what were the times when you felt joy? What were you doing when you felt that joy? And you can really, really feel that feeling if you don't feel it that much now.
Wow. So it's interesting, because our previous guest Liz also talked about when we are in joy, we're really connected to our soul. It's our soul experiencing that.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting that you both got the same going on there. So what happens then if we lose touch with joy?
Right. So when people feel like they've lost touch with this feeling of joy, or lost touch with a lot of the components of the family of love, where they don't really feel the joy, they don't feel happy, calm, inner peace. It's all related. They're all a family of quite a high vibration. And when people lose this vibration, or their vibration is lowered, it's usually because they're living more out of fear. And there is a family of fear. There's a family of fear that consists of anger, hurt, sadness, frustration, disappointment, confusion. So there is a whole family of fear. So this fear is quite low vibration as well. So if you think about everything as an energy, so joy is an energy of high vibration. And if you think of anything that comes from fear is quite low, and they don't really mix well together. Well, when people lose touch of the feelings such as joy, they are still longing for the feeling to feel good, because that's what life is about. It really is about us wanting to feel good. And in order to get this feeling, a lot of people will seek this outside of themselves. They'll seek this through behaviors that are addictive, through drinking. They'll seek this through eating sugary, addictive foods. They'll seek it through smoking, whatever it is that can make them feel good, even if it's momentarily. That is how people will seek. And it's really they're masking what is actually their fears. So they're still getting the feeling of that ecstasy, that bliss, and it could be drugs, whatever it is that they're doing. It is to find that feeling that they want, because the mind's job is to really move us away from pain and move us towards pleasure. And the mind is going to do whatever it thinks it needs to do. And this is what happens when people actually seek something like joy on the outside. So the mindset can be shifted, and it's something like RTT, rapid transformational therapy, that can enable this shift in mindset. But it's held so deep in the subconscious that consciously it's actually very, very challenging to do something like this, to shift it. So people who then end up with these addictions, this type of behavior, the mind is confused, because it's actually not bringing them ultimate pleasure, it's actually bringing them pain. And the mind's job is to make us survive. So that mindset shift is essential, really, to bring back people to really find their inner joy, their inner peace, to really find joy. If you can find joy from the inside, that it's everywhere, all around you on the outside. But if you go outside to find joy, long term, it's actually going to lead to really disappointment and issues and problems.
So what would you say that everyone watching this, are they simple kind of things that they can do to find that inner joy, to kind of stop seeking it on the outside?
So there are ways to cultivate joy, and it's possible for everyone to do this. And the more they do it, the more they will experience it. So yes, there's definitely ways. I mean, there's really being in the present moment, to actually feel grounded and be in the present moment. Well, how can we be in the present moment? A lot of people are either stuck in the past or fearing the future. And so they're actually not experiencing life in the present moment. And it's through the senses. So getting in touch with the present moment through the senses, through sight, through sound, through hearing, through taste, through smell, to really be in the present moment. And also to breathe, to just do some deep breathing. And this really changes how one feels. It changes the way the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system work. And it really helps if one is feeling anxious, if one is feeling hurt, one is feeling any of the negative feelings. It can bring them more to feeling grounded. And then they are able to experience joy. You can't experience joy from living in fear or being in fear-based feelings and emotions. Another way to cultivate joy is to actually feel gratitude, to just feel grateful, to develop an attitude of gratitude. There's a lot of research done on gratitude. And either it could be in the mornings. I do this thing called morning priming that I learned from when I went to see Tony Robbins last year. And every morning I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for and why. And I really get into that feeling of really, what is it I'm grateful for and why? And really feel that feeling of gratitude. And it's amazing. And other ways can be done as well. The gratitude, you can draw pictures. You can change the way you feel grateful, but really reminding yourself of what there is in life rather than what there isn't. There's this quote, the poor man grieves for what he has not rather than what he has. And being grateful just changes everything. When you're grateful, you can't be ungrateful. And that also sets you on the path to joy as well. Another one is connection with nature and people, just connection. A lot of the reasons why people develop behaviors that are of an addictive nature is because they are really lacking connection. Now, connection, just by being in nature, just watching birds, feeding, hearing them sing, just watching trees, going and hugging a tree, connecting with people, or watching children play, watching babies. It's just to connect, connecting with yourself. So meditation is really an amazing thing, because when people meditate, they're able to not be in their body, they're able to not be in their environment, and time and space is not even there. And when this happens, this is when they really get connected to their soul and their true essence of who they really are. And through meditation, people can experience really pure feelings of joy. It's totally amazing and transformational. If people haven't tried meditation, to try it. Yeah. Also, movement is great. So exercise, dance, any form of movement with the body, changing the body physiologically creates huge shifts. And also listening to music that you enjoyed when you were younger, going to see live music. I love going to see live music. It just brings so much joy. And doing something you love, go back to doing something you love if you're not already doing something you love as a hobby or as your job. I paint a lot now. I didn't paint for years and years and years, and I just feel that time stops when I paint. I feel like I'm in another place altogether, and I just feel bliss. I feel joy when I paint. So also with the work I do, I love helping people. And when I help people, after I've done a session, I feel like jumping in the air and punching the air. So there is this concept called ikigai. It's a Japanese concept. And they found that people in Japan are living longer and healthier lives. And it really is a Venn diagram, and it's got 4 components to it. And the 4 components are passion, mission or purpose, vocation, and profession. And they're saying that if all of these are aligned together, then you have found your ikigai. So this is your reason for being. This is your reason for life. This is what gives joy. This is what, when you're living out of love. And so it's really important to really find your passion. What do you love to do? And if you're not sure, then think about what you love to do as a child. It's really important to think about, well, what does the world need? And then also, what can I get paid to do that the world needs and that I love to do? And what do I do well? What flows? What's easy for me to do? And if you can get these components as much as possible together, they're saying that this is the formula for a really wonderful, long-lasting, healthy, happy, joyful life. So yes, it's really quite profound if you can find your ikigai.
Wonderful. So there's loads and loads of ways there that you've identified. So there's the breathing, there's being in the moment. And I think that kind of connectivity, connecting with people and nature, that you have to be in the moment to connect. You can't be like in the past or in the future.
No.
You kind of have to be there.
Yeah.
And meditation and ikigai. So there's
and like if people are new to meditation, it's just like if you're by the sea, like I was just recently by the sea, and just to hear the sound of the sea is just so amazing. It just brings such pure joy inside of me, just listening to the water. And so it can be something really quite simple, and that's just watching birds feeding. That's like a form of meditation. Meditation isn't some special formula. It just comes in different ways, and you can have multiple thoughts and still be in a form of meditation. But what it does, it actually also makes you realize that you're not necessarily your thoughts. You see, thoughts create beliefs, which create feelings and emotions, which create our behavior. And joy is a feeling. So actually, we can change our feelings if we're not feeling the feelings that come out of love. If we're feeling feelings of fear, it actually doesn't take that long before we can actually say, right, actually, I don't want to feel like this. I don't need to be in this way. I don't need to feel like this. And we can actually change it very, very quickly by changing our physiology, by actually, even if we were to start singing or clapping our hands or moving around, that will change our physiology. And when we're in that state, to that energy, we can raise our vibration. So it's all about raising our vibration. And when you're in a vibration of joy, it just feels amazing. And you want more of it, more and more and more.
And from that place, you can then attract similar vibrations around you. So
you're connected to a whole family of love, peace, joy, happiness, calm. Fear doesn't like it. Fear doesn't play with love.
No,
it's one or the other.
It's in the
and with our thoughts, we have a choice, and our feelings. Which one do we choose? We get to choose.
We get to choose. We're out of time, Beejal. Thank you so much. And there's so much information, so much knowledge, so much wisdom in there. Thank you. It's like so many nuggets.
Been my pleasure. We choose joy.
We choose joy. I choose joy often. I don't always manage it, to be honest. I'll be honest. There are times when joy seems very, very far away.
Well, we're hardwired more for negative thoughts.
Of course.
So it's actually natural. But to know that actually we can change it if we consciously do, then it becomes a part of who we are. It becomes more natural.
Absolutely. And having those techniques as well, knowing, okay, well, I'll try this one out. Beejal said this, I'll try that.
And we wouldn't know what joy was if we didn't experience any of the fear-based feelings.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we need the other side as well. Thank you so much for
being with us. And thank you so much.
And as always, for you who have been watching, thank you for being here. Would love to know what you do to experience joy. When are you in joy? What are you doing? Who are you being with? Just leave your comments below, and we'd love to hear from you. And until next time, be well. Bye now.
Bye.